If you spent any time watching any of my videos, you'll know that I love anime. It's a medium which the most absurd concepts and most tranquil stories come alive. Every season has a selection of good, bad and ugly anime available for your viewing. This spring has a few big series coming out, however, quite a few with unknown quantities. That's where I come in to help. I'll be recommending 5 anime that I think you should watch this season. As these have not been released at the time of writing, these are recommended based upon information available at the time of writing. I'm Gospel Gamer, and these are my 5 anime recommendations for spring 2018. Let's roll on with the list. Starting off my recommendations is a fan service loving action anime. The 4th season of High School DxD, or DD if you want to get serious about this, also known as High School DxD Hero. This season comes with a continuation of the heroic Oppai Dragon story arc and a new art style. Some people aren't a fan of the new art style, however I have to say I prefer it. Compared with the art style of before, with the weirdly shiny hair and skin, I much prefer the colours used for this season as it feels much cleaner and more modern. This is on my list for the abundance of fan service that somehow never seems to undermine the action of the series. I've tried to put as much of a variety on these recommendations as possible, and this is my pick if you want your action with a heavy dose of fan service. The next recommendation I have is Tokyo Ghoul Re. What is Tokyo Ghoul Re? To be completely honest, as someone who dropped out during Route, which was a low compared to the fantastic first season, I had no idea. After doing some digging, it is the sequel to the first 2 seasons, which end with a major development in the world, which means that Re picks up 3 years after Route with a new protagonist. Hiyase Sasaki is our new protagonist. He is a ghoul investigator who leads the Q squad. This story attempts to fill in the gaps in the 3 years since the end of Route and move on from there. Unfortunately, as someone who's not seen anything except the trailer, this is low on my list due to how poor Route was received. I would leave this one a few days after its simulcast to gauge reaction. However, based on the first series of Tokyo Ghoul, I would recommend this as a potential series to pick itself back up from the depths. As a lot of you may have seen, I gave my Game of the Year to Persona 5, so it's only right that I give the anime adaptation a spot on my recommendation video. Currently only confirmed with a Japanese dub, this adaptation is said to follow the main storyline of the game. Information for the series is scarce, and without a sense of how in-depth the anime will go into the confidants and side stories, we can only assume the quality of this adaptation. Whereas the game had a wealth of time to build the characters, it'll be very interesting to see if this works better as a supplement to the game or as its own standalone version of the story. My money goes on it being as a supplement. For any fan of Persona 5, I would say this would be worth a watch, as if it's anything like the cutscenes in the game, it'll be beautifully animated and the audio should be fantastic, along with a soundtrack that will keep you engrossed in the series. I don't really have much more to say about this, as I've already covered the game in my top 10 games of the year. If you haven't looked at that, then please go ahead and check it out. I'll make sure the link is in the description below, but we'll move on to the next recommendation. As we approach the peak of these recommendations, we have got a continuation of one of my favourite anime in Steins Gate 0, another anime adaptation of the Steins Gate visual novel games. This follows on from an alternate ending of Steins Gate where mad scientist Okabe is unable to save Kurisu from her father. It follows the adventures of the future gadget laboratory in another international battle. Without CERN as the main antagonist of the series, its mind-bending story relies heavily on the cleverness of the writing and an unclear enemy who wants to stop Okabe from righting any wrongs. Having played the Steins Gate 0 visual novel, I am excited to see which ending ends up as canon in the anime storyline. This is a very good anime if you watched the original Steins Gate and enjoyed it. If you don't like Steins Gate, then this one won't be for you. Next, we have some honourable mentions where I'll go through some of the anime which didn't make it quite onto my recommendations but may be interesting watches. Devil's Line. Vampires without the need for blood tear up Tokyo. Sword Art Online alternative. Gun Gale Online. Tool Girl plays Chibi Girl in MMORPG. Wotaku ni Koi wa Mizukashi. Otaku and Fujoshi workplace romance. Soredo Sumibito wa Ryun Tuodoro. I can't believe I managed to say that. Fighting beasts of abhorrent form with magic staffs. Maho Shoujo site. Magical girl trope, but edgier. And here we are, my top recommendation for spring 2018. It's quite obvious, but it stands tall among a batch of unknown quantities this season. My Hero Academia Season 3 continues the story of hero in training Midoriya. The season opens from the point where Season 2 ends, with Class 1A on their way into a forest for a training camp following their exams. As always, the tranquility of this camp will be broken by the League of Villains' attempts to draw out All Might, and it will be up to Class 1A again to foil their plot. Having read ahead in the manga, I can assure you that there are ample numbers of fight scenes ahead that will rival the fight with Stain in Season 2. This season is so heavy with spoiler-worthy action that I don't want to ruin anything for you, but there is a huge change coming for the students. This is a must-watch. If you have not seen the previous seasons, then you have to catch up and enjoy this season of My Hero Academia. And those are my recommendations for anime you should keep your eye on during spring 2018. To Did I miss out any series that you're excited for? Let me know in the comment section below. Join me on Discord if you want to discuss anything. I even give away free games there. The link's in the description below. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button if you want more of my voice beamed directly into your ears through the magic of the internet. Thanks for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.